Chosen one. The air around you has shifted. You can feel it, can't you? That quiet, eerie sense that eyes are on you, even when the room is empty. It's not paranoia. It's not your imagination. There are forces, seen and unseen, tracing your every move, studying your silence, reading between the lines of your presence. You post something innocent, something small, and it stirs reactions in places you can't see. God said someone is watching your socials, and this isn't just about a follower or a friend. It's about spiritual surveillance. They're observing your light, your timing, your words. You became the message without even realizing it. There's a stillness in your life right now, not because nothing is happening, but because heaven is orchestrating something sacred in your hidden spaces. You're being told to be still, not out of fear, but out of divine strategy. The noise you sense, the glances, the strange coincidences, those are reminders that your existence carries weight. Every post, every silence, every move is being recorded by eyes that don't always wish you well. Yet even they are part of the story God is telling through you. You've reached a level of visibility that can't be measured by numbers. Your energy has gone viral in the spirit world. You might think it's strange how people who never spoke to you suddenly start mirroring your style, how they post what you just posted, how they use your words, how they seem to breathe in sync with your thoughts. It's not just mimicry, it's resonance. They're drawn to what they can't understand. They scroll through your life because something inside them whispers that you know something they don't. You became the reflection they crave, the calm they can't imitate. You don't speak often, but when you do, it lingers. That's why God says, be still. The ones who are watching don't need a reaction. They need a revelation. Sometimes, the greatest power is not in speaking louder, but in moving wiser. You're not meant to defend your every post or justify your silence. God is handling what you can't see. The algorithms of heaven move differently from those of the world. While they analyze your feed, heaven analyzes your faith. While they count your followers, God counts your endurance. This is not a time to fight with words. It's a time to let the unseen forces of light defend you in silence. You're not losing attention by being quiet. You're gaining protection by staying still. You were chosen long before your first post, long before anyone found your page. That's why your energy feels like truth, even when you're not trying. Those watching can sense something divine rising behind your words, your images, your timing. They may think they're observing you, but in reality, they're being drawn into a test of their own hearts. Your calm exposes their chaos. Your peace is what agitates their spirit. Be still, chosen one. Not every eye that watches you is an enemy. Some are witnesses to what God is building in you. When the right time comes, they won't just watch your story. They'll testify that they saw the hand of God move through you in silence. They're still watching, chosen one, even now. Every story you post, every word you write, every pause between your breaths, it's being studied by eyes that crave your energy. But this is where heaven whispers a command that feels almost impossible in this digital storm. Be still. Your instinct is to speak, to defend, to explain why you are misunderstood. Yet God says no, because in your stillness, truth is speaking louder than any caption ever could. There's a mystery in your restraint that unnerves those who seek to decode you. They don't realize your silence is not emptiness. It's power under divine control. You've been guided here for a reason. You're not here by accident. You've been chosen to hear this message right now because your spirit needed to remember what peace feels like in a world addicted to noise. Write your warmest wish in the comments and seal it with the number 99. It's time to release it to the universe. Let your words become energy. Let your wish be a vibration that heaven can recognize. If your heart is beating faster as you read this, it's because your spirit is waking up. Don't scroll away. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here, in this sacred space where your light is seen and your silence is understood. The watchers think they hold power because they observe, but they're only witnessing the beginning of something they cannot stop. God is using their curiosity to spread your message farther than you could imagine. Each time they linger on your page, each time they replay your story or revisit your profile, they are unconsciously feeding the very light they envy. Your stillness confuses them because it doesn't follow the pattern of the world. You don't chase validation. You attract revelation. You don't post to be seen. You post to be aligned. Chosen one. Remember this. People can watch you, but they cannot access what protects you. Your presence is layered in spiritual encryption. They might screenshot your life, but they'll never capture your essence. You are an algorithm of divine energy that cannot be decoded by human hands. So be still when you feel exposed. Stillness doesn't mean weakness. It means awareness. You're not ignoring them. You're mastering yourself. Your silence has become your armor, and your peace has become your proof. There's something about you that makes others uneasy. They can't explain why your light feels heavy, why your joy feels untouchable, or why your absence feels louder than their noise. It's because your energy is not sourced from the world. It's sourced from something ancient and eternal. You don't compete. You radiate. And when you choose stillness, the world has no choice but to stop and stare. That's the secret they'll never understand. You don't move to be noticed. You move when heaven says move. Be still, chosen one. The eyes on you are proof of your purpose, not the measure of your worth. Chosen one, there's a shift happening around you right now, subtle but undeniable. The same eyes that once scrolled past your presence now linger a little longer. The same people who overlooked you now study you in silence. They think they're simply curious, but it's deeper than that. Something in your energy unsettles their comfort. You've awakened something sacred inside them, and it's stirring reactions they don't understand. When God elevates someone, the atmosphere reacts first. That's what's happening to you. You became a signal in the spirit realm, a divine frequency that cannot be ignored. Be still, because this visibility isn't random. You were meant to be seen, but not for vanity, for testimony. What's unfolding is not about social media, it's about spiritual media. Your timeline is divine timing. The watchers, the ones who can't stop checking your profile, are fulfilling prophecy without knowing it. They're drawn to you because your silence carries the weight of revelation. You've been posting light in a world built on illusion, and now the darkness is studying you, hoping to find your weakness. But what they don't know is that your silence is guarded by grace, and your quiet is your weapon. Sometimes you feel their energy before they even appear. That sudden heaviness, that strange pull, that feeling of being scanned. It's because their eyes are searching for something only your spirit can provide. Yet this is not the time to react. It's the time to observe. Your power grows in silence. The ones watching you are learning that your presence isn't performative, it's prophetic. Every time you choose calm over chaos, heaven takes note. Every time you refuse to explain yourself, God amplifies your authority. The watchers don't realize they're witnessing your spiritual evolution in real time. You've noticed it, haven't you? How people start echoing your ideas, your style, your rhythm, even your tone. They don't realize they're mirroring divine inspiration that didn't originate from you, but flowed through you. That's why you can't get caught in defending originality. You were never trying to be unique. You were chosen to be aligned. The reason your content, your words, your silence feel so different is because they're not generated, they're revealed. You're not creating trends, you're shifting frequencies. And when you move like that, even silence becomes a sermon. Be still, because God is positioning you in a way that can't be explained by logic or analytics. The eyes watching you may think they're in control, but they're actually under observation themselves. Every watcher is being watched by the one who called you. They see your profile. God sees their intention. They analyze your life. Heaven measures their heart. And while they scroll, something divine is scrolling through them too. Searching, testing, awakening. That's the unseen exchange taking place right now. So don't break your stillness trying to prove your light. Your calm is your confirmation that heaven is handling the unseen warfare. Chosen one, this is your divine paradox. You're visible but hidden, seen but protected, studied but undefeated. Your stillness is not silence, it's strategy. You are the storm they never saw coming, disguised as peace. Chosen one, the atmosphere is getting heavier, isn't it? You can feel the invisible tension of unseen attention. The watchers have grown restless. They refresh your page, scroll through your words, replay your moments, searching for meaning that was never meant for them. They can't explain why your silence speaks louder than their noise. They sense something coming, but they can't define it. It's divine, and it disturbs them. You've entered a stage where God has turned your life into a mirror. Those watching you are now being confronted with their own reflection through you. They see your calm, your peace, your persistence, and it exposes the emptiness in their own world. Be still, even when you feel the pressure to react. You're not under threat, you're under review. Heaven is testing how you handle being seen without speaking. Can you stand tall when misunderstood? Can you glow without performing? This is not about fame, it's about faith. God is teaching you how to carry light without craving validation. The ones observing you are not just people. They are spirits drawn to something ancient in you, something they once lost. They scroll through your feed because it reminds them of what wholeness feels like. That's why your stillness matters. It interrupts the illusion of control that the watchers depend on. There's power in the way you don't chase attention. You post, then disappear. You move, then vanish. You speak, then go silent again. It confuses them because they can't predict you. You're not online for applause. You're online on assignment. You don't crave their approval. You've been sent to awaken their awareness. Each time you retreat into silence, your energy multiplies. The ones watching think you've gone quiet, but in the unseen, your spirit is roaring. You're teaching the world a new rhythm, movement without noise, presence without pressure, faith without fear. Do you notice how your stillness exposes their insecurity? They try to provoke a reaction because your calm feels like rejection. You've become a spiritual mirror they can't escape. But you must remember, being still doesn't mean being passive. It's the highest form of discipline. It's knowing that your response belongs to heaven, not to them. You're learning how to guard your energy in a world addicted to oversharing. That's divine maturity. You've realized that not everything requires explanation, and not everyone deserves access. God didn't call you to be understood. He called you to be undeniable. Chosen one, what they're watching is not your downfall. It's your transformation. Every silent moment is building momentum. Your stillness is not emptiness. It's the gathering of divine proof. They think you've stopped moving, but they don't know what's growing underground. Your silence is the soil where destiny is taking root. So let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them talk in circles, trying to decode your peace. The truth is, they're witnessing the rise of something they can't stop. Be still, chosen one, for when the time comes, your silence will turn into thunder, and every watcher will realize that what they mistook for stillness was the sound of heaven holding its breath before your breakthrough. Chosen one, everything feels like it's building towards something, doesn't it? The silence is louder now. The air feels thick with unseen movement. It's as if the universe is pausing, waiting for your next step. But God says, don't move yet. Be still. The eyes watching you are not only human, they carry energy, curiosity, jealousy, fascination, even reverence. Some are waiting for you to fall. Others are waiting for you to rise. And all of them will witness what God is preparing to reveal through your restraint. The watchers think they've figured you out, but they're only seeing the surface of a story that was written in the heavens long before their curiosity was born. You were never meant to fit into this world's rhythm. That's why your silence feels supernatural. When others panic, you pause. When others post to be seen, you disappear to be refined. You've learned that stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means trusting everything. You are no longer moved by attention or absence, likes or silence. You've been trained to move with divine precision. Every unseen delay, every quiet day, every ignored moment was a part of the plan. You are becoming dangerous to the darkness because you've learned to master your reactions. Those who are watching don't realize that by observing you, they're participating in their own awakening. There's a kind of light around you that draws both love and resistance. It's not because of what you share. It's because of what you carry. You're not here to entertain. You're here to shift the atmosphere. When you post, the world doesn't just see an image. It feels a vibration. When you go silent, it's not emptiness. It's spiritual preparation. They feel the absence because your energy has weight. You're not a trend. You're a transformation unfolding in real time. Be still, because your next move will not just be noticed. It will be felt. The watchers think they're ahead, but they're actually behind. They try to predict you, but your steps are ordered by something beyond their understanding. You've been walking in divine encryption. Every delay, every silence, every moment of observation was a recalibration. Heaven was hiding you in plain sight. The ones who doubted you are unknowingly documenting your prophecy. What they see as quiet seasons are actually quantum leaps happening in the unseen. You're not being still because you're uncertain. You're being still because your certainty is divine. Chosen one, Don't lose focus now. The stillness is your armor. The watchers are your audience. And the moment that's coming will be your unveiling. The same eyes that doubted you will one day swear they knew you all along. The same pages that studied your silence will echo your strength. But until then, stay calm, stay covered, stay unseen. The watchers are growing impatient, but you must not move until heaven gives the signal. You're not waiting for attention, you're waiting for activation. Chosen one, something within you already knows what's coming. You can feel the tremor of a divine unveiling approaching, even if the world can't see it yet. The stillness around you isn't silence, it's suspense. Heaven is holding its breath, because the next chapter of your story isn't just about being seen, it's about being revealed. The watchers who study you don't realize that every glance, every quiet observation, every hidden intention has been fueling a divine countdown. You were never being ignored. You were being observed for evidence of endurance. And now, heaven is ready to show them why you were told to be still. You've been under divine surveillance too, chosen one. While they watched your socials, God watched your soul. While they measured your likes, heaven measured your loyalty. You passed tests that no one saw. You carried wounds that no one comforted. You stayed silent when your name was twisted, patient when your efforts were unseen, graceful when your energy was copied. That's why you're still standing. Stillness was your warfare. Silence was your shield. You didn't clap back. You rose higher. You didn't fight for validation. You waited for vindication. And that is why heaven is about to flip the script. They thought your quiet meant weakness. They thought your pauses meant fear. But your stillness was never retreat. It was recalibration. You've been learning how to move with divine timing, not human rhythm. While they refreshed your profile, heaven was refreshing your purpose. The unseen hours, the invisible growth, the private discipline, it all built a foundation that can't be shaken. Now when the world looks again, they won't just see you, they'll see evidence of God. You're about to become the living proof that stillness is not inaction, but intention. Look deeper, chosen one. You've been called to a higher kind of visibility, one that can't be captured by a screen. The energy they sense from you isn't personality, it's presence. You're not meant to perform, you're meant to shift frequencies just by existing. When you move next, it won't be subtle, it will be seismic. Every watcher will feel it. The silence they mocked will turn into the sound of manifestation. What once seemed delayed will unfold like lightning. Every unseen sacrifice, every quiet prayer, every calm decision will echo across timelines. Be still a little longer. The watchers are about to witness what patience births when it's guided by heaven. You don't need to announce what's next. Your energy will do it for you. You don't need to prove who you are. The shift in the atmosphere will confirm it. The same stillness that confused them will now convict them. The same silence they misunderstood will become your loudest testimony. And when the time comes, chosen one, you will rise, not to show off, but to show why heaven said, "Be still." Because those who were watching your socials were never your audience. They were your confirmation, chosen one. The eyes that have been following you will soon see what heaven was hiding. Every moment of silence, every delay, every unanswered question has been building to this point. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was. God has been shaping you quietly, perfecting what needed strength, cutting away what wasn't aligned, and training you for visibility that doesn't destroy you. Those who watched your socials for entertainment were unknowingly observing divine preparation. They saw you fall silent, withdraw and disappear, not realizing that the silence they mocked was the sound of construction. Heaven doesn't build in noise. It builds in stillness. You were told to be still, not because you were weak, but because you were dangerous. God had to protect your energy from premature exposure. The watchers were not your enemies. They were mirrors, revealing who you were becoming. Some watched with jealousy, some with fascination, others with conviction. And as they scrolled through your life, heaven scrolled through their intentions. They judged your light without understanding its source. But that's about to change, because the season of observation is ending. The time of revelation is here. The same stillness that kept you hidden is about to make you unforgettable. There's a sacred calm before every divine explosion. You've been living in that calm, feeling the pressure, sensing the gaze, waiting for the signal. The eyes watching you will soon shift from curiosity to awe. They will replay your words, reread your captions, and realize they were witnessing prophecy. Every post you made while guided by intuition, every story that carried hidden wisdom, every silence that felt unbearable, it was all leading to this unveiling. God is about to turn your digital reflection into a spiritual revelation. The same screens that once held your story will soon echo your testimony. Chosen one, you've been misunderstood because your energy wasn't meant to be explained. You've been quiet because your message was too deep for noise. And now, the ones who studied your silence will see movement they can't comprehend. You will not need to announce your transformation. It will announce itself. God's favor will do what algorithms never could. Doors will open that were never even visible. People will try to trace your steps, but the path they find will vanish before their feet. That's the protection of divine timing. What was meant for imitation will become revelation. What was meant to be watched will now be witnessed. You will notice the shift. The watchers will grow silent. Some will disappear because they cannot handle what they helped awaken. Others will remain humbled, realizing that what they once analyzed was sacred. You'll feel it in the air, a release, a freedom, a clarity that doesn't come from validation, but from divine confirmation. You'll understand why you were told to stay still. Because while they watched, heaven recorded. While they judged, heaven wrote your victory. While they waited for your next post, heaven prepared your next purpose. The ones who thought you were finished will see that you are only being formatted for greatness. And when you rise, chosen one, rise differently. Don't seek revenge. Reveal grace. Don't prove your worth. Embody it. Don't explain your silence. Let your results speak the language of destiny. Every unseen struggle, every quiet tear, every lonely night will echo in your breakthrough. You will not need to fight for attention. Your presence will draw it naturally. The energy that once made others uneasy will now awaken those ready to change. The watchers will finally understand that what they were drawn to wasn't you. It was the divine light within you trying to reach them. So now, be still one last time before the reveal. Let heaven finish its alignment. Let your peace be your final preparation. The same eyes that once watched to judge will soon watch to learn. And when the moment comes, the world will not remember you for your posts. They will remember you for your presence. Because you didn't chase attention. You carried revelation. You didn't perform. You transformed. You didn't seek applause. You manifested purpose. That is why you were told to be still, because you were never meant to move for the crowd. You are meant to move the world. And when it happens, when your stillness breaks into divine motion, you will finally understand that every watcher was part of the prophecy. Every stare was a sign. Every delay was design. You weren't being watched for entertainment. You were being studied for evidence of faith. And now, that evidence will become undeniable. The silence ends, not with noise, but with power. You are the message they never expected to see come alive. Be still, one last time, chosen one, because the eyes that watched your socials are about to witness your ascension.